you can see that this is the handbrake mechanism. Now, this is probably around a good indication of the general condition that most of the bits from the Land Rover is in this condition. Right, so lots of dirt, surface rust, etc. I'm going to be servicing all of these where I'm going along and through the build. I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to do a video on each and every single component, but what I might do is I might just do it on this one here as a bit of a demonstration on the process that I will go through with the cleanup and the prep work and painting and so on. I've done this with the prop shaft already, or the prop shafts, but I thought I'll do it again with this one. But I probably, as I said, I won't repeat the process for every single item because they're all going to be roughly the same. So what I generally do is, for each item, I just give it a bit of an inspection to make sure that A, they're serviceable, or if they're not, there's no point in spending time cleaning it because it's got to be replaced. Things like this handbrake, they don't have anything that really wears out on them as far as I'm concerned. Sure, there are some areas in here which rely on pretty much, I guess, bushes. I'm yet to see what's in there. But effectively, it's not too complex. So what I generally do then, once I've determined that yes, it can be serviced, I start pulling it apart. So I make a note on how these things are held together, right? So these videos that I'm doing for you are also for me because they serve as a bit of a digital diary for my build in the future. If I need to come back and say, how was this handbrake held together again? So I start putting all the pieces apart, getting rid of all the nuts and bolts, stripping them, and then cleaning them up individually. I'll then apply a rust converter to it, and then clean them up, and then put them back together. A bit of pressure from the spring, I reckon. Okay. So then we've got a washer. This fancy looking spring here. Tell you what, just love this old stuff. It's like I was saying beforehand about, you know, these circlips. You know, beautiful design, very simple, does the job. This one here, obviously I can still pull apart, circlip there, and that shaft comes right out. Okay, so I've just gave it a clean up again. On the ends here, where the knob goes, there's that wash spring, and then that gets screwed into there to apply pressure. I'll just put all these bits and pieces back. I ain't painting those. And now, because that end is out, I can effectively slide that out. Brake components now separated, so now this allows me to fully grind that back and rust convert it and paint it. I'll rust convert and probably paint that as well, just although that looks like it's galv almost, doesn't it? Although it's getting a bit rusty there. That I'll leave well enough alone, and so therefore I'll finish this bit first. As I said, I'm leaving that as it is, and then comes this major component later on. This is why it's important to wear safety gear. So you see how it's taken off a lot of the crud. Obviously not the entire lot. Doesn't really matter anyway, because the rust converter will do its bit and then painting it will cover it. I'm not actually going to pull these things apart. I think that that's probably getting a little bit too granular for the purposes of what I'm trying to do here. But just making sure that all the threads are clean, and then once I've done all that, I'll be needing to cover the areas I don't want the paint to be sprayed on, such as these threads, the bush area here. So these are where the two meet here. and then the rest can be painted. Smaller items such as springs, as I said, these pins, washers, etc. won't be, but it's effectively going to be these major items. Well, this is about as professional as I get in terms of my spray booth. So just holding all the units up here. Okay, that's done. The spray can is probably not the most economical way of doing this. You do get a lot of wastage with small items like this. But as I said, this is a bit of a trial of the product, and we'll see how we go with it. Now, intermission time. Why not? This is intermission time for me. Get this thing cranking. I've just put the battery in there. Got the petrol on. Use a lift pump. Let's have a look. Get that choke going. Here we go. Of course, got no seats. Neutral. We got power. See if we can crank it. Come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yay! Biggest issue is the fuel line. Smooth as silk. And because I've done the head on it, if you've seen my previous videos, no smoke. Anyway, as I said, a little bit of an intermission. Right, playtime over. I've painted the relay arms, and I'm just about to do the same with the relay. So I've just took the angle grinder with the wire wheel on it and got rid of all the surface rust and paint and so on. Cleaned it up with thinners, taped up the ends, and away I go. So I'll just paint that now, and that'll be something else to add to the collection. Right, and pretty much 10 seconds later, that's it. Alright, so just finished spraying the top coat. Again, it's actually quite breezy today, so spraying it with the can, not the best idea. But irrespective, I think it'll be alright for the moment. Probably needs a bit of a touch up here and there where the paint hasn't actually landed. It's all good. Anyway, so that's basically the process I'm going to take. I'm going to experiment with this particular brand of paint. But again, to recap, it's effectively the kill rust treatment. Once that's dried, clean it with methylated spirits or thinners. I think methylated spirits is better. Then after that, I apply a rust preventative undercoat primer, and on top of that, once that's dry, then I'm applying this satin black enamel top coat. So we'll see how hardy that is, and I have actually sprayed it on a sample piece of metal that I've got there, metal plate as well, so I'll give that a bit of a hammering and scratching and so on later on to see how durable this paint will be. Alright, so this is an example of the process of cleaning and going through it. Hopefully this helps. If you've got any questions or anything like that, let me know, or if you've got any suggestions as well, on how you did it, let me know, because I'll be interested to hear your opinions as well on how these on how the paint lasts. All right, thanks very much for watching as always, and see you next time.